Okay.
You were there. I think your entire time with the Yankees, Rob Thomson was there.
Yes.
He's the first guy they interviewed. Do you think he'd make a good manager for the Yanks?
He'd be awesome. I love Rob Thomson as a person. I love him as a baseball guy. He bleeds Yankee blue and the pinstripes. He's one of those guys. As soon as people started asking me, I was at the World Series when they decided not to bring Joe back. He was the first guy that came to my mind. So I think he would be a fantastic manager.
Now, here's my I would love to see Robbie get it. I respect him. He's a good man. But one of the things that Submarine Joe was he was tense and intense. Robbie's pretty intense, so how do you reconcile that?
Well, the Rob Thomson that you guys see is intense. The Rob Thomson that we see in the clubhouse, that we see on the road when we have some free time, is an awesome guy that can hang out and talk about life and can joke around. And when you're having a tough time, when you're 0 for 8 with 7 strikeouts in 2 straight games, he's the guy that comes up and pats you on the back and says, I know you got him tomorrow, Tex. And that's the kind of guy that we see behind the scenes. The reason you guys see an intense Rob Thomson is because he had a ton of responsibility on the Yankees coaching staff. He ran spring training. So imagine the hours that he puts in spring training. He's there at 5 o'clock in the morning, and he leaves after the games at 6 o'clock in the evening. He's there all day long running that show from top to bottom. Then during the season, as the bench coach, he's the guy that puts together all the lineups. He writes out the workout schedule for the day. He's the one that has to tell guys, hey, Joe wants to see you in here, and hey, you got early work over there. Hey, what time do you want the cages? He puts together so much of what we do during a day. If I had that job, I'd be tense too sometimes. But when he lets his hair down and when he is sitting with you after a game and you're just talking and shooting the breeze, he's a great guy, and that's the Rob Thomson that we all know and love.
So Joe didn't have that side?
No, that's not really Joe's personality, and he'd tell you that. I mean, Joe was intense all the time, and Joe really wasn't a guy to kind of hang out and shoot the breeze and maybe have a beer with you after the game. That
but
really
can a manager do that? Let's say Rob Thomson got the job. Can he be the same guy?
I hope so. I've always told all of the coaches that I've had in my career that have aspirations to be manager, and we talk about it. I've had great relationships with a lot of coaches that have aspirations to be manager, and some of them have become manager. I just told them, hey man, don't change. Just be who you are, and that's the guy that got hired. The guy that got hired is the guy that can joke around, that can laugh with the players, that does have a great relationship with with the stars and the bench guys. That's who you want in your clubhouse because it takes the entire team over a long season to win a championship.
Mark, after the interview process, these guys go on a conference call, and it seems like it's kind of a little bit of an audition on how that managerial candidate's going to handle the media. But do you really think you can gain any information on how they deal with the media in a conference call after your interview?
I think you can. I think it'd be better if it was more like the regular season where it's in the interview room at Yankee Stadium. But that's pretty difficult just to have the entire New York media corps on call. Hey, show up in the Bronx in 20 minutes. That's pretty tough to do. So I think a good half step is that conference call. And listen, I know these guys are probably asking tough questions to Rob Thomson and whoever else interviews. So it's as good as you can get on short notice for the each managerial candidate.